Abandoned was the first song that I co-wrote for this project way before I knew that this project was going to happen. One of my first, and I mean first friends when I moved to Nashville was Wendy, and she invited me to hang out after church one day. She was so sweet and so nice, and I quickly learned that she writes songs and that she is just voracious. She is one of the most creative people I've ever met. She's always making something beautiful and decorating and adjusting and just, lives and breathes art. Wendy had started the song Abandoned, and she wanted me to come in and co-write and finish it out with her. And we stayed in her church for a few hours, and she played just the beautiful music in the keys, and we had a microphone, and so we had the lyrics, and so I just started kind of writing, and she explained to me about her life and what this song idea meant to her. And I could absolutely relate to feeling like you have been left behind, or does anybody really see me, or trying to look for attention in the wrong places, which is something I did for years and years and years. And how God is someone who will always be with us, who has always been with us, and was paying attention to us even before we were born, and doing amazing life-changing things for us out of love for us. And so I was totally on board with her vision. And so I helped her finish out verses and choruses, and we wrote the bridge together, and just such a soulful song. And it just stayed in a folder for a few years. The team just put together an amazing idea for the song that we're all so happy with, and we feel really blessed by. And I really appreciate this song because not only does it represent finding your true identity and finding the true and eternal provider of a validated identity. I love that it comments on self-worth. I love that it comments on the separation between happiness and what's happening day to day, and maybe some of the stuff you're dealing with and the fights that you're battling and trying to get through world stuff, just world mess, but how your worth never changes, how the status of your relationship with God never changes, how no matter what this life looks like, you are not ever going to be abandoned by your Father up in heaven. And I feel like that was something very important that I didn't know for a long time. I am half adopted. I never knew my biological father. When I was 3 years old, a man came along, fell in love with my mother, and fell in love with me, and adopted me, gave me his last name, McGill, and he is my dad. He's always been my dad. And the older I got, the more I could appreciate the gift of someone's last name and the gift of having a dad, not needing to wonder whose child I was. And I understand that a lot of people at any age feeling abandoned, wondering what their true identity is, where they came from. These are all very normal and valid questions. And all of that stuff that I deal with in the world, of being a human being in this world, I can now separate that from understanding that I never need to question my Heavenly Father. I think that however grateful I am for my dad adopting me, it's really like times 1,000 or more, times infinity, how grateful I am that even before I was born, I was claimed and bought and named by my Heavenly Father. And it's not just me, it's everybody. And I think that that speaks so much to identity and self-worth and validation that nothing from this world can challenge or take away from you if you know the truth. And so on behalf of Wendy and how she shared her life with me, and on behalf of my own heart and my journey to self-worth and through realizing my true identity in Christ, this song is very near and dear to our hearts, and it encourages anybody and everybody that you belong, that you are claimed and bought and paid for and cherished and truly treasured by the ultimate Father. And there isn't a better gift